welcome to the Michigan Developmental Disabilities Institute Needs Assessment Survey Guide for Facilitators. Thanks for watching this video. In this short video, we describe the Michigan Developmental Disabilities Institute's Needs Assessment, which we're conducting this year. You, as a facilitator, are an essential part of the success of this needs assessment. We are conducting this survey to find out what the needs are of the intellectual and developmental disability community in the state of Michigan. We are trying to reach all corners of the state and hear from everyone no matter where they live. We conduct this survey every 5 years, so you might have heard about or filled out a similar survey in the past. Conducting this needs assessment is a great way for us to start planning our work for the next 5 years, and it is a requirement of our federal grant. Funding for the Michigan Developmental Disabilities Institute comes from the Administration on Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities within the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. You can influence the activities of MyDDI for the next 5 years by taking the survey. You can also help your family, friends, and community influence our activities by encouraging them to take the survey and sharing it within their communities. We want to hear from everyone and all different types of people so that we can be sure that our activities are useful to the community. In addition, some people will need help completing the survey. As a facilitator, you can help them with that. You will also receive a gift card in appreciation. MyDDI will post about the survey on social media channels. We need your help to amplify the message, so please share, like, and follow us. We will also send emails about the survey. If you receive an email, please forward it on to others. If paper flyers are more useful to you, please let us know, and we can send you flyers that you could post at your workplace or distribute to your contacts. Some folks with intellectual or developmental disabilities need help filling out the survey. As a facilitator, you might read the questions and responses out loud, fill out the survey after the respondent tells you their answer, help a respondent access the survey, and explain any questions that might be unclear. In appreciation of your important role, MyDDI is offering gift cards to facilitators. For every survey that you facilitate, we are happy to send you a gift card in the amount of $10. There is a place at the end of the survey to indicate that you facilitated. That is where you enter your information to receive the gift card. Facilitation is an important job, and here we provide some important guidelines. We'll talk about each one of these in the next slide. Be sure to read questions as worded. Be neutral because any response is fine. Ensure a clear response. Record write-in responses accurately. Double check your accuracy and keep responses confidential. Read each question as worded. This seems pretty obvious, but it is important. If needed, repeat the question, but do not reword it. If the respondent doesn't understand the question, slow down and offer a basic explanation. So for example, if the question is, how much need do you and the IDD community have in the area of direct support workers? You could explain this. Some people need support in the area of direct support workers. Direct support workers are professionals who physically support the well-being of others. When thinking about yourself and the IDD community, how much need is there in the area of direct support workers? Be neutral, because of course there is no right answer. We are looking for what the respondent thinks. There are 3 important ways to be neutral. Avoid leading questions, don't assume an answer, and repeat, but don't rephrase or add additional information to the survey taker's idea. We need to ensure a clear response so that you know that you are getting the answer that the person intends. Listen attentively, read back any written-in responses, clarify multiple choice responses if needed, and use neutral probing. Would you lean more towards a lot or some? We also want to record responses exactly as provided. Don't shorten written in responses. Don't respond for the survey taker, even if you know the information. If they don't provide it, don't write it in. Don't make up any answers. You might disagree with the survey taker, but don't fabricate a response. You can take the survey for yourself as well. Finish the facilitation session, and then you can start your own survey through the same link. Double check your accuracy. Background noise, mumbling, an accent, maybe phone static, other distractions can interfere with you being able to hear the response correctly. If you're not 100% sure, ask for clarification. There are some acceptable changes that you can make. These are just word changes that don't change the meaning. So when facilitating a survey in person or over the phone, it's okay to change verbiage to make the question understandable. So for an example, you might see written from the list of issues we have shown, you could say from the list of issues we have discussed. It says use the space below for any extra comments. You can say, do you have any extra comments? This survey is confidential and names will not be connected to answers. Please keep the respondents' answers confidential as well. Don't share their responses with anyone else. Don't record the information that could be used to identify the respondent. And only record responses in the survey. Don't write them down on a piece of paper or somewhere else. And here are just a couple more tips that are good to know as you facilitate. The survey is expected to take 10 to 20 minutes. We only want one survey per person. Respondents, of course, are allowed to skip questions, but we do want to encourage a response to every question. And if a respondent is unsure of their response, a best guess is okay, but we don't want a random guess. So now we just have some information about the survey itself. There's one reusable link to access it. The survey starts with an introduction. Please do read this to the respondent. And the survey is made up of 17 sections. There's 15 areas of need. There's questions on the impact of COVID-19, and there's a final short demographics section. As you are facilitating the survey, it's nice to introduce each section so the respondent has an easier time following along, to periodically update the respondent about how much time is left. We're halfway through, we're just 2 more sections. And if there's a lot of response options, warn the respondent that you're going to read a list of so many answers and that you can slow down or repeat them as needed. The end of the survey will ask if anybody helped the respondent complete the survey. You should select yes, and that is where you will be able to record your information, the facilitator's information, to receive the gift card. After submitting the survey, you will be redirected to a raffle form. This is where the respondent's contact information could be recorded if they want to be entered into a drawing for a $50 gift card. Be sure to finish and submit the survey and the raffle form. If you don't submit it, you're not going to be able to start a new survey for somebody else. And if the survey taker does not want to enter the raffle, you can leave that part blank and submit that way. If you have any questions at all about this information or the survey, you can contact Neva Nahan at the email address or phone number on the screen. Thank you so much for watching this video and for your work in helping us get the best information we can about the IDD community in Michigan.